I was out there at Folsom Lake. There's a rattlesnake on the bike path, and it did not stop buzzing its tail, did not stop rattling the entire time I was there looking at it. You know, when I hear a rattlesnake shake its tail, I don't think it's angry. You know what I think it is? I think it's scared. I think a rattlesnake shakes its tail as a sign of fear, an expression of fear. If she wants to kill something, like a mouse, do you guys think she shakes her tail? I'm coming to get you. Of course not. She's definitely quiet. She goes in that hole, flicking that tongue, going after prey. The rattle is a warning. Let me see if I can rattle it by the mic here. Listen to this. You guys hear that? This is a very uncomfortable position here. You guys hear that? You know what's inside there? I was at a school the other day and I said, hey, do you know what's inside there? And this little girl said, rice. This is where rice comes from. No, it's nothing is in there. It's just dry skin. It's one piece of dry skin atop of the neck. Every time she sheds her skin, which for her is about 4 or 5 times a year, she gets a new little button on her rattle, a new little cap of that dry skin. And when the rattle gets to be too long, it breaks in half. Her rattle was twice the size last year when she was here. It has just broken in half and it's starting to grow out once again. You know what? This snake here, she was found in Auburn. A man was out cutting his weeds with one of those great big industrial weed whackers, and he cut her across her tail really, really badly. Almost cut her tail completely off. He felt terrible, surprisingly enough. He scooped up the snake and he put her in a box and he took her to Walmart. Walmart. Walmart is the largest retailer in the nation. Oh, that's a good joke. Thank you back there. Actually, my wife has said if I tell that joke one more time, she's leaving me. Now this actually, he scooped her up and he took her to a vet hospital and they saved her life, but you know what? When she strikes, she misses. She can't catch her food and that's why she's at her center. When she strikes, she misses, which I guess is good for me. But this girl here is an important animal to talk about, especially for all of you reptile nuts up here in the front row. We need to respect the rattlesnake. We are having a problem with rattlesnakes and kids in Northern California. Last summer, 8 kids bitten by rattlesnakes. 8 kids, one summer. Normal summers, maybe 1, maybe 2. Last summer, 8. Why the increase? Are there too many rattlesnakes? Nope. It's because there's too many kids. No, not too many kids either. You know what I think it is? I think it's television. How many of you guys watch Animal Planet? You guys like the reptile shows? Every single one of those shows showing people handling reptiles like this or poisonous snakes and saying, oh, she's magnificent. And that's what's happening. I think kids are out there trying it for themselves. Does that make any sense at all? She has enough poison in that mouth to kill a cow. And if she doesn't kill you, if she bites you, you know what? It does an awful lot of tissue damage to the area of the bite. It's not something to be taken lightly. A creature that we can easily live alongside of, but we need to respect and we need to leave them alone. That's little Precious. Let's say about it, Precious. All right. That's Precious and not so precious. That's all right. You know what? If you don't want rattlesnakes around your yard, keep your grass cut short. Rattlesnakes like a little cover. If you keep the grass cut short, it's good for fire risk, as well as these guys are less likely to come there. If you don't want rattlesnakes, don't build a stacked rock wall planter and retaining wall. That's kind of like a rattlesnake condominium complex. Simple things, if you're picking up firewood, roll it over first before you stick your hand underneath. In rattlesnake areas, we can be safe, we just have to be smart. I have moved lots of snakes. All summer long, people call and say, hey, rattlesnake in the yard, can you guys come and take it away? And we're happy to do this. I go down, I scoop them up, I take them over to my neighbor I don't like very much, and I take them down the river and we let them go free. Moved a lot of snakes, never had a single rattlesnake come towards me. They always try and get away. You leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. It's that simple. All right, it gets a little bit more serious now. This guy, our next guest, is without question, without doubt, the most aggressive animal I've ever worked with. And when I say aggressive, that does not mean that he's mean. All that means is this guy, he wants to attack, he wants to kill, and he wants to eat every other creature he comes in contact with. His name is Steve, and are you guys getting Steve out? All right, his name is Steve, and you know what? Steve's an amazing creature, and it might take a little bit because he is very aggressive, and they might need a little help. Are you guys okay getting him out? Uh-oh. You guys are about to meet the most aggressive reptile and animal I've ever worked with, the American crocodile. Check him out. This is, you all right? This is Steve. Coming out here, Steve. This, isn't he cute? This is little Steve, and he is the American crocodile. Now, a lot of people don't know that here in the United States we have alligators and crocodiles, and their lives are tied together. It started about 75 years ago. People fell in love with them. They did not fall in love with these creatures as beautiful wild animals. You know what they fell in love with? The skin, their side skin and the belly skin. So many alligators and so many crocodiles were killed for their hide that the American alligator became an endangered species, and the American crocodile, extinct, gone forever. A creature that had been here since the Jurassic, pushed to extinction, or so we thought. About 35 years ago, at a nuclear power plant in southern Florida, in a backwater cooling pond where nobody was ever allowed to go, there was a coolest discovery. You know what they found? Several dozen American crocodiles still alive. A small population of these animals in an area where nobody was ever allowed to travel, and from those several dozen, there are now 3,000 crocs back in the US. Sure, that's so cool. You know, sure they glow a little bit. No, they don't glow. These guys here are back from the brink of extinction. Now, this guy, you guys want to see inside his mouth? All right, I'm opening his mouth. All I do is touch him on the nose and he opens up his mouth. All right. You think this is a good idea? Oh, sure, it's my finger. All right. Here we go. Isn't that cute? You know what? As aggressive as they are, and as prehistoric as they are, crocodile moms are excellent protective mothers. A crocodile mom, she digs her nest. She does not do it right by the water's edge. She does it 6 feet up on the bank. So in case of high water, the nest, it does not flood. She digs a hole, she lays her eggs. 15 to 30 soft, leathery eggs, covering those eggs with grasses and leaves to help incubate, to help keep them warm. She stands guard. Nobody messes with mama crocodile. Babies hatch and they go like this. They go like this. They go, Mate, you do that. You guys look ridiculous. That's pretty good. If you ever hear that sound in the southern swamp, be aware, because mama crocodile is somewhere around. That's a hatchling calling to its mom. Well, mom, she hears this sound. She'll come over the nest. She'll open up the nest with her front feet. She'll reach in with her huge jaws and enormous teeth, and she'll pick up her babies in her mouth and carry them down to the water's edge. Imagine hatching out of an egg, struggling out of this soft leathery egg. All of a sudden these jaws and teeth are coming at you. I'd be down there with a little sign or a t-shirt that said, Mom, I love you, take it easy. Go slow. She watches them for a few weeks and they're off on their own. 1 or 2 might survive. The rest get eaten by alligators, other crocodiles, turtles, and maybe even some of the big fish in our Florida swamps. But if one survives, it might live 50 years out there in the wild. Pretty cool. Amazing creature. He's on loan to us. You know, one day he's going to be 15 feet long. And you know how I say he's aggressive? I go to get him out of his pond and he comes out of the water and he attacks my shoe. He comes up and he goes, ah! And I say, what are you doing? He's only 22 inches long. When he's 15 feet long and comes flying up out of the water, I'm going to pay very close attention when he's coming towards me. That is the amazing American croc. Let's say bye to Steve here. All right. He's cool. All right. Any 5th graders here? You're a 6th grader? That doesn't count. Imagine, okay, for you guys it'll be easy. For everybody else, imagine you're a 5th grader with a little less attitude. Now, 5th grader woke up in the city of Roseville. He woke up on Saturday morning, looked out his bedroom window, and saw in the window this strange-looking creature clawing at the glass, trying to get in. He says he told his parents. They did not believe him. After a while, they finally came in to take a look for themselves. They called animal control. They caught him up, and he was sent to the Placer County Animal Shelter. He was there for 4 months. For 4 months, he sat there, and nobody claimed him. At that point, they called us at Wild Things, and he was sent to our center. He's an amazing creature. I think he has just that look, the classic look of a beautiful reptile.